Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 69, Lamau of Really Fake, and this is the final chapter. This is the epilogue. Tit, your tie is wonky. Come here, you said to Kuroo, beckoning him over so you could fix his tie up. And your dress is still on, he replied, reaching out and tugging at the straps. Here, let me take it off for you. Stop it, you hissed with embarrassment, quickly fixing his tie and then fending his hands off your body as he cackled manically. You reached out and smacked him on the shoulder repeatedly as he hunched over, clutching his middle. There was a soft chatter going on behind you as you were repeatedly smacking your wayward boyfriend into submission. A sweet melody that was almost like the backing track to your and Kuroo's banter as you waited patiently at the church for Pa and Anna to arrive. It was their wedding day. They had moved things along pretty quickly, as you can imagine, and Pa didn't want to waste any time in making Anna his wife. I could die right now, he had said. Best we get married yesterday. It's been how long and you're still like this? You mumbled with a pouty face to Kuroo once he had straightened. You can't stop me. I like you, I like your body, and you're stuck with me forever, he replied, giving you a lopsided grin. You were about to retort, but then a car pulled up out the front of the small church, and you grinned as you looked out the doors towards it. Pa's here. You turned and picked up the front of your dress and walked quickly to the doors, still grinning from ear to ear. No one told me there'd be angels here, Pa said loudly as he got out of the car and looked at you. Stop it, Pa, you chuckled, walking down the church steps to link arms with him and help him up to the church. Where's the other member of the heavenly choir? He asked you. Tit is here, and MF, and then all of the bingo club minus Miss Marple, you announced happily as you started up the stairs with him. And where is my true love? She's coming, you said to him. She's still getting ready. Ah, beauty takes time. If it helps, I can take my bifocals off and then I don't even know if she's done anything extra to fix herself up, Pa said with a gummy grin, hanging on to you with his good arm as you helped him into the church foyer. Pa, where are your dentures? You asked him, having just eyed his gummy smile. Dentures are in my... Oh. He raised a hand to his mouth and then felt around. Oh, golly, I've forgotten my dentures. Don't worry, Kuroo has a car. I'll ask him to go back home and get them for you. Oh, Pa said sadly. Such an inconvenience. No, you need your dentures on your wedding day. Oh my lord, please. You turned to one of the men standing closest to you and reached a hand out to get his attention. Could you please keep Pa company? I need to find my boyfriend. The man nodded and Pa and he struck up a conversation as he raced off to find Kuroo. As luck would have it, he was standing near the front podium chatting with MF. Boyfriend! You wheezed as you ran up to him. We have a mission to collect dentures from home. Pa forgot them. Teeth? MF asked with confusion on her face. Who forgets their teeth on their wedding day? I asked the exact same question, you said to her. Can you stall, please? If Anna gets here and we're not back, we won't be long. We'll only be like half hour? 15 there, 15 back? She nodded. Go, I'll hold everything down. Legend, you praised her, and then turned to Kuroo. Okay, sir, if you would kindly show me your best Fast and Furious moves without the dying, that would be wonderful. You grabbed his arm and started pulling him along to the side door that led to the car park. If it's going to save the day, then let's go, he replied, picking up the pace so that he would be beside you now and not behind you being dragged. You threw the side door of the church open and ran down the stairs, hitting a small jog as you got to the bottom of the last step and headed for Kuroo's car. Keys, he called to you. You fished into the side of your dress and pulled them out, throwing them to him. Where'd they come from? He asked with surprise. My dress. It has pockets, you said with delight, shoving your hands into said pockets to prove that they were really there. Amazing, he mused, unlocking the car and getting in while you hopped into the passenger side. He turned the car on, put it in gear, and then off you went, speeding, as safely as you could, along until you got home. As Kuroo pulled up in the driveway, you jumped out, pulling out the keys for the house and letting yourself inside. You made a beeline straight to Pa's room and went to the ensuite, expecting to see a glass of water on the sink bench with a set of teeth in there, but there wasn't any there. Teeth? Where are the teeth? You mumbled, crouching down to look under the sink cupboard, and then inside the cupboard, then in the bath, shower, toilet. You couldn't find them anywhere. Where the hell? Yin, you good? Kuroo called out, having come in to check if you were okay because you're taking so long to return. I can't find them, you said, walking back out into Pa's room and throwing the bed sheets back to check in his bed, then getting down on hands and knees to look under the bed. Where does he usually keep them? Kuroo asked. In the glass on the sink, but they're not there. I checked everywhere in the bathroom, you said, getting up and walking to his clothes drawer to sift through there. Checked in the lounge yet? Kuroo asked. No, not yet, you replied, pushing Pa's clothes around. I'll look there. Might be a good idea to check the kitchen and outside too, he said before walking out. You hummed. And laundry maybe, but Anna usually does the laundry. After turning Pa's room upside down, you walked out and went into the lounge where Kuroo was lifting up pillows and cushions. Found them? You asked. No, he said. Nothing. I'll check the kitchen then. Out to the kitchen you walked, checking in the bin, sink, drawers, everywhere you could think of. Nothing here, Kuroo said as he walked out of the lounge and into the kitchen. I'll check outside. Yeah, okay, they're not here either, so I'll go and check the laundry. You were walking down the hall when your phone rang and you saw MF's name come up. What's up? You asked as you picked up. Have you found the teeth? She asked. No, we're still looking, he said sadly. Where's Pa? Can you put him on? I'm turning this house upside down to find them and I can't locate them. I can't put him on, MF replied hesitantly. What? Why? You asked, entering the laundry room and opening the washing machine to look inside. Because they've started the wedding. They what? I tried to stop them, but Anna just rocked on up here and grabbed him by the collar and then dragged him down the front, and now they're in the middle of the ceremony. The hell? But we're not even there. I know, I tried to tell him to wait, but they've just started. Oh, crap. Okay, screw the teeth, we're coming back, you said, turning to head to the door. You still had her on the line as you got out into the hall, and you heard Kuroo calling your name, and so yelled out to him so that he knew where you were and that you'd heard him calling. Found them, he shouted. Wait, MF, he found the teeth, we're coming, you said excitedly into the receiver, and she made a noise of exclamation. Good, now get your asses here before they tie the knot, she hissed. Coming, you said quickly, then hung up and met with Kuroo at the door. Where were they? You asked him. In the cabbage patch, he replied. Oh my God, no. Did you wash them? You asked him. Yeah, in the kitchen sink. Now let's go. That is so gross, you chuckled, wrinkling your nose up. Out the door, back in the car, and off to the church the two of you went, driving as fast as you could. He frickin' started without us, you said to Kuroo on the way there. He is that impatient to get laid. If he's popped a Viagra now, then he'll have a time limit before it goes soft again, Kuroo replied, completely calm and serious. You choked on your saliva and he cackled. Oh my God, can you please not give me that image? You wailed. It wasn't long after that you pulled up in the car park of the church and parked again. Let's go, you said to Kuroo, picking up your dress and running for the side door of the church, with him hot on your heels. As you grabbed for the door, you took a deep breath in and hollered as soon as you stepped in. Wait! You yelled. The room fell silent and everyone looked as you and Kuroo stepped inside, with Kuroo holding up the freshly washed dentures. Pa! You hissed to him as he stood up on the platform, hand in hand with Anna. He looked at you and grinned, then saw Kuroo with the dentures. Oh, what are you doing with those? He asked, his gummy words making him sound hella old. Pa, we went home to get these because you're getting married and it's kind of important to have your teeth in, you muttered, taking the dentures from Kuroo and walking up onto the platform to give them to Pa. He took them from your hand with a thank you and put them in, grinning at you once they had clicked into place. Okay, ready to kiss the bride now, he said, and the crowd clapped and cheered. You and Kuroo quickly took your places on the stand either side of Pa and Anna, and the rest of the ceremony continued. Do you, Anna, take Pa to be your lawfully wedded husband? The celebrant asked. Yes, she responded bluntly. That's such an Anna reply, you thought with an internal giggle. And do you, Pa, take Anna to be your lawfully wedded wife? I wouldn't have it any other way, he said lovingly, and you heard some oldies in the crowd say a few soft ahs. Pa, you're such a heartbreaker. I bet there are a few ladies here who would have loved to have been in Anna's place right now. You looked at Pa and smiled, and then your eyes were drawn to Kuroo behind him, and your man gave you a loving look. Quickly you looked away, smiling bashfully to yourself. With the finalities of the ceremony done, you followed Pa and Anna out of the church, and then all hopped into the vintage wedding car and headed to the local bistro for the reception. Congratulations, you two, you said to the newlyweds in the middle row of the limo as you and Kuroo sat in the back row. Thank you, honey bunch, Pa said back to you. Thanks, Anna said bluntly. You grinned and settled back into the arm that Kuroo had hooked around your shoulder, nestling in happily. That'll be us one day, Kuroo whispered down to you, tying the knot. He bent his head down and kissed the top of yours, making your heart jump and fill your stomach with tiny butterflies. You smiled up at him, and he bent his head lower to kiss your lips while you placed one hand on his thigh and squeezed it. Once at the bistro, you hopped out and headed inside. The people there had set up a special room for you all, and you followed Pa and Anna in and gasped when you saw the effort that had been put into it. "This is gorgeous," you said to Kuroo. He just smiled at you. Slowly, the others started to turn up, and finally the reception was underway. It wasn't how weddings and receptions would usually proceed, but everyone was having fun, and this is what Pa and Anna had asked for. Something low-key, so you were happy. Unsurprisingly, the reception food was a very big bowl of cabbage soup for everyone, and you honestly tried to like it, but you just couldn't eat it, so you and Kuroo whispered to each other about how you'd sneak out and get food afterwards. The reception didn't last long. Anna and Pa were keen to be alone and left for their honeymoon destination as soon as the last speech had finished, so you and Kuroo headed for the door to go home yourselves. Kuroo had offered to stay over the night to keep you company, so you were looking forward to a little alone time with him. As the car pulled into the driveway, you reached for the door handle to get ready to hop out, but Kuroo stopped you. "Hey, wait a second," he said softly, and you looked at him. "What's up?" you asked, sensing a slight shift in his mood. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small ring box and held it up to you. "Yin, I know we're only 19, but..." You looked at the box, then at him, then at the box, then at him again, and suddenly it clicked. "Oh crap," you gasped. "Please?" he asked as he let go of your arm and opened the box to show you an engagement ring inside. "Would you marry me?" The beating of your heart almost exploded your limbs off, and you just sat there heavily breathing for a little too long, so much so that Kuroo thought you were going to pass out. Finally, you spoke. Are you real? Are you being serious? Is this serious, Kuroo? Tetsuro? Don't mess with me. I'm about to throw up. I'm so excited." "I'm being serious," he said, pulling the ring out of the box and putting the box in his lap before taking your hand in his. "Would you be mine?" "Of course, yes," you said emphatically, suddenly bursting into tears. Are you okay?" he asked worriedly. "Yes, please put it on me," you wailed, tears spilling down your cheeks. Okay, if you're sure." "Yes!" He pushed the ring onto your finger and it slid down into place, making you wail harder. I'm so sorry, I'm so happy," you cried. He leaned across and hugged you, but you pushed him away and threw your car door open and then jumped out and ran around to the car on his side and buried yourself into his torso as he exited his side of the vehicle while sobbing into him. He hugged you back and chuckled, leaning down to kiss the top of your head. "Please don't cry, short stack," he said gently. "I can't wait to be with you forever," you wailed, looking up into his face. He gently held your cheeks and used his thumbs to wipe your tears away and then bent his head down and pressed his lips to yours. "I've been waiting for forever to ask you," he replied with a soft smile. "Thank you for saying yes." And there it is, ladies, gents, and gender bents. That is the end of Really Fake. Thank you so much for listening. I will just be taking a short break, probably about 2 weeks, just to get myself ready for the next book. I know there's been a lot of asking for this particular person, and he doesn't have a book on him yet, a full book. And that is Denki Kaminari. Yes, we're coming back to My Hero Academia. All of the Denki stands are probably rejoicing because I know you've been asking for the longest time, but I've had to write a book, still writing it actually. So just going to take a little break just to try and get ahead, get the writing, do the recordings, and that'll be up in 2 weeks' time. I will load the preview so you know when it's going to be up. But I will hopefully see you in the new book, and thank you so much for listening. I'll see you then.